Hey guys, Jason Lanier here. I wanted to talk to you today about a question I get asked quite a bit. And that question is this: should we pay strangers when we take their pictures? And I thought the best way to answer this question would be by showing you really one of the very first times I went out and did this on my own. I had the opportunity back in 2014 to go and visit Ethiopia for the first time. And honestly, I went in there with the A6000. This was way back when, even before I started working with Sony or anyone else. And I had a crew of 2 people with me. We had a driver, and our driver was born and raised there, and he felt very comfortable taking us there. He informed us ahead of time that it's an area that is has a high predominance of Somalians.
Somali.
Oh, Somali?
I can communicate.
Oh, so these are Somalians?
Yeah, this is a typical Somalian place.
And also Al-Shabaab. This is where Al-Qaeda is?
Not Al-Qaeda, it's Al-Shabaab.
Al-Shabaab?
Yes, it's a part of Al-Qaeda.
So Al-Shabaab is here?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, kind of up there with ISIS and Al-Qaeda. They don't like people like me.
Yeah, they don't like, you know it.
Okay. So you're gonna make sure I don't die, right?
I guarantee you.
No problem. The whole reason I went to Ethiopia was to work with an organization to be able to build awareness for poverty and for children who were struggling and needed assistance. So prior to starting that campaign, we had a couple of days to be able to go out and document Ethiopia. It was amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I do. It was really a new experience. I mean, just going from being somebody who does weddings and portraits to now you're documenting poverty in the streets of Addis Ababa in an area that has Al-Shabaab. It was quite a sensory overload. Stay tight, guys. We thought we'd be able to leave some of the gear in the car. We ended up being told that we needed to take the gear with us. You'll also notice that I wore some pivot head glasses, so when I look like a spider, because I have my regular glasses up top and the pivot head glasses down here, those are video recording glasses, and I did that for the specific purpose of giving the viewers at home the perspective of what it's like to take these images from the perspective of the photographer. It felt a little weird taking pictures of people without asking their permission. I didn't know exactly what to do. I struggled to figure out what exactly I should do in this scenario. And you're gonna hear me say at a point during the video, I feel weird taking their pictures without giving them money. I feel guilty taking pictures without giving them money, I really do.
I have good honey candy.
Huh?
Bag of good honey.
One of the other reasons we went into that area was we were trying to get a SIM card that would work for a world phone that we had. This was many years ago.
Sonny, give me your phone.
Trying to see if we can get the SIM card to work. As we're waiting there, it was very interesting because people started gathering around us and asking for money. If somebody's in need and they need money, and if I can do something to benefit them and help them, I think if it's in your heart to do it, you should. It struck me, I'm like, okay, I would love to take pictures of them, and they're asking me for money. Should I give them money to take their pictures? And I really, just standing there thinking on my feet, I'm like, what's the right thing to do? Are they okay with me giving them money in exchange for getting a picture? And I struggle with that one too, because I don't want the pictures to be posed. I don't want the pictures to be staged, which is why I show myself taking these pictures, and we show the footage here, because I want you to see how we did this. I asked the driver, well, how do you think they would feel if I were to give them money? And he said, I think that would be very appropriate. And I think that they would appreciate that. So what the driver ended up doing is, as soon as he came out of the store, he asked these folks, and you'll see in the video, they actually followed us, seeking money and seeking something that we could do to help them. And when you see poverty at this level and you see need at this level, it kind of shakes you and it changes you. And since this trip, I've been able to travel to so many corners of the world as my career has progressed, and it changes you. And one thing I would tell anybody who comes from an affluent country, travel. If you think that life's bad in your country, get out and travel. Get out and travel and see the world, and it will give you a greater appreciation for what you have, and it will give you a greater capacity to give. Thank you.
Okay, let's go another way.
I did find it very interesting. You'll see in the video that my assistant at the time, Joyce, has a lot of tattoos, and you'll see it's funny how the shoe got put on the other foot as the Ethiopians came up and started taking pictures of her. And that happens quite a bit. You'll see that happens quite a bit when we're out traveling, when you're in areas that people don't know you. Sometimes it's not necessarily trying to take away from someone. Sometimes it's pure curiosity. They haven't seen people like us sometimes, and we haven't seen them. And I think that's the beauty of travel is acclimating and learning other cultures. I really try to think I want to leave these folks with the best impression, because they may never see somebody like me again. Do you want to see? Now, some people may say, oh, that's a ridiculous statement. Guys, I've had people tell me across my travels, we haven't seen anyone like you. Now, maybe that's just because I look crazy, but we haven't seen anybody like you my whole life. There still are corners of the world that are untouched from social media and a lot of other things. It's funny, in fact, you'll see at a certain point I'm walking and a girl has her back turned. You'll see as soon as she turns around and sees me, she demonstrably jumps back, because it was such a shock to her system to see somebody like me standing there. And I apologized to her. I didn't want to scare her.
Those Somalians, amazingly, they're surprised.
Oh, inside the shop, the Somalians were surprised. I said, why is a crazy American?
Yeah.
But for me, it doesn't feel right to just go up to somebody and take a picture as if they're in a fish bowl or an aquarium and then walk away and just feel like you took something from them without at least offering to give something back. You know, if I'm shooting with the 70 to 200, all the way out at 200, if I'm shooting 100 to 400, you're trying to document events. Like when I went and shot the inaugurations and stuff, I'm not going to compensate people who are just there at the inauguration. I'm not going to do that. That's more of a press event. That's more of you're documenting history. And I guess for all intents and purposes, the same argument could be made here, that you're just documenting history. You'll have to make the decision for you. My recommendation on any time I do this, like I've gone to Cuba 3 times. Anytime I'm in an area like this, you should at least make the offer. And I will say this much: if they tell you no, and if they tell you they don't want their picture taken, respect their privacy and respect their wishes. So a big thank you to my crew, Donna and Joyce, who accompanied me on this trip. Big thank you to them. They had a ton of gear on them. We didn't want to have that much gear. I didn't want to have the big backpack on my back, but we were told we couldn't leave stuff in the car. It's just one of those learning experiences. You learn to take less gear and to have less of a footprint. You learn, and this was just me sharing my first experience at this level in a place like Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, sharing it with all of you. So hopefully when you go out and you have your first, second, third experience, you can do even better than I did. So until next time, keep shooting, never give up on your dreams, find a rig that works for you, and remember, you only have one chance to get it right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Jersey, do you want to buy?
Like a shirt?
Sure, yeah.
What kind of jersey?
Jersey, like national team jersey.
Oh, Ethiopian?
Football, yeah.
I don't think they have one my size.
Ah, there is.
Right, I want the banana.
Banana, sorry. Thanks.
Joyce, you want a piece of banana gum? Don, you want a piece of banana gum? Oh, hey, you guys still there? Hello? Talking to you. Really, you're still there? That's awesome, guys, thanks. If you want to continue this learning online, go to patreon.com/JasonLanierPhotography, and you can learn alongside me. You can watch my screens, you can edit with me, do all of it from anywhere in the world on any computer, guys. It's the best way to learn if you can't make it to a workshop. If you're crazy and you want to see me in person and you're ready for it, then go to www.jasonlanier.com/register. You can find a workshop near you and we will have an absolute blast together. It's about inspiration, it's about photography, it's about life, and it's about finding the passion in all of them. So again, guys, if you want to learn online, if you can't make it to something in person, patreon.com/JasonLanierPhotography. And if you want to learn in person, jasonlanier.com/register. Now, the last time I did this, let me see. I'll just do it with my finger this time. I love doing that. It just pisses off the pros. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.